All right, now we are done till here, right? Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to build the next async function, which focuses on search studies. Okay, what is this function? As the name suggests, okay, uh, first and foremost, I'll pass, it will take in the condition, okay, and what is the condition here? So let me set none, okay. What is the condition? Condition as in what medical condition do you want to search for? Diabetes, cancer, heart disease, okay. And this maps to a query.condition parameter, okay, in the API that we're going to model later, okay. And none means do not filter by condition, okay. All right, after this we have the other thing called as intervention, okay, which is again going to be string. Let me set it to none, okay. What is intervention here? Intervention is basically what organization is what drug or treatment you want to search it for. Okay, for example, you want to search for a semaglutide kind of drug or metformin or aspirin, etc., etc., and this intervention is going to be mapped to query.intervention parameter in API. Just how for this we are going to map it to query.condition parameter in the API, here we're going to map it to query.intervention parameter, okay. All right, and then I'm going to define sponsor, okay, as in like sponsor is self-explanatory as to who is like which organization is running the research study. Is it Pfizer? Is it NIH? Is it Harvard University? Like who's it? And this is going to be mapped to query.sponsor parameter in the API. Okay, then I'm going to set status. It is going to be a list of string. Okay. Cool. All right, now in here status is nothing but we're going to filter by the study status, okay, as in what is the status of the study right now. Is it completed? Is it recruiting? Is it actively not recruiting, etc., etc., okay. And I'm going to set the maximum results to 100, okay, and this is the maximum number of studies that we want to return in total, okay. Now default I think is a kind of a safe number for testing, okay. Increase in case if you want to increase, you can do that for 500 or so on and so forth. That's totally fine because the client is going to handle all the pagination automatically, okay. All right, and what do we return? We return a list of dictionary, okay, looks good. And now in here okay, now what is this function that we're going to create? Sorry, this one, the async search study function that we're going to create, okay. What it primarily does or perform, okay. So let me write it here, okay. First and foremost, it is going to search the clinical trial gov, clinical trials.gov, okay, and it is going to return the list of study records, okay, returns a list of study records, okay. And this is the main method you call to in order to get the study data. See, we need the study data, right? We need the research data, and this function basically handles everything internally, which is building the search parameters, fetching multiple pages until the max number of results is reached, returning all the results as a flat list of dictionaries, okay. That is what it does, okay. We have already defined all the conditions, the arguments here, okay. And what does it return? It returns a raw list, or I would say it returns a list of raw study dictionaries, okay, exactly how API has returned them, okay. And each dictionary contains all the study fields. Now the dictionary that we're going to return here, okay, it contains study fields, okay. Study fields like you know, what is the NCT ID, what is the title of the research paper or the research, who's sponsoring the research, what are the outcomes, what are the dates suggested, etc, etc. Okay, first and foremost, let me put in all studies. Okay, list of dictionary. Okay, I'm going to set it to empty. Okay, and this list, all studies list, this accumulates studies across all the pages. Okay, and we start empty and add to it you know, with each page, whatever, you know, research we're going to fetch, that gets appended or extended here or accumulated here, and at the end of the day, this is what we return. As simple as that. Okay, I'll just pass next page token string. Okay, in here, what is next page token? Basically, clinicaltrials.gov user, it uses something called as cursor based pagination, which means after each page, the API returns next page token string, and we send that token with the next request to the next page. Okay, so it is something called as again next page token. All right. Okay, now when you will be receiving the code, you can just, you know, look at the code that I'll be sharing. It will be all documented there. You can read about next page token string. Okay, page number as of now 0. Okay, which means we're going to track which page we are currently fetching, right? And we're going to only use it for logging so that, you know, we can see the progress. So as of now, we have kind of instantiated it to, initialized it to 0. Okay, then I'm just going to put in logger.info. Okay, I'm going to say searching studies. Okay, then I'm going to put in the condition that we're going to search for. Okay, then I'm going to put in the intervention. Then I'm going to put in the sponsor. Okay, then I'm going to put in the max results we want to fetch per page. Okay, as of now we have set it to 100. Cool. All right, this looks good. Okay, now see, we are going to log what we are searching for before we start, right? After this, we'll just define the pagination loop. Okay, so I'll say while the length of all studies is the list of dictionaries, okay, is less than the max results. Okay, what is this that we are doing? Okay, we are going to keep fetching all the pages until we have enough research studies. Okay, length means what? How many research studies have we accumulated so far? Okay, max results means what? How many we want in total? How many we want in total? 100. You can also set it to 500. Totally up to you. Okay, so basically this is just we unless and until we have enough. Okay, we are going to keep fetching. Okay, and then finally when we reach 100, it's going to just stop. So we're just going to increment this by 1. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to define params. Okay, I'm going to put in self dot build search params. Okay, I'm going to pass in condition, intervention, then I'm going to pass in sponsor. I'm going to pass in the status. I'm going to pass in the page token is the next page token. Okay, now we are going to build the query parameters for this specific page request. Okay, and build search params that you see, this is a private helper method. Okay, and it returns a dictionary. Okay, what kind of dictionary does it returns? So I'll just write it here for your understanding. What does it return? First and foremost, it returns a dictionary. Dictionary is something like, firstly, what is the page size? So it will say, okay, the page size is 100. Then what is the format of the output? It will say that the format of the output is JSON. Okay, then it might say query.condition. Okay, which means what condition are you looking for? Let's say it will say I'm looking for diabetes related study. Okay, this is what it will is going to return. Okay, and then finally I'll just put in response equals to or I'll just say response data equals to await. I'll just say fetch page params equals to params. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to make the actual API call and we're going to get the response here. Okay, await means wait until the API responds. Okay, fetch page is a private helper method just like build search params. Okay, and what fetch page is going to do, it is going to return a JSON response as a Python dictionary. Okay, and all right, yeah, so if not response data, if it doesn't give us back the response data, then we're just going to break out. Okay, as straightforward as that response. Okay, so if this fetch page helper method returned none, it means that something has gone wrong and the error was already logged inside the fetch page. Okay, and so we break the loop. Okay, in case if the API is down or multiple reasons, right? Now I'll just say page studies. Okay, I'll say response data dot get and we'll extract the studies. Okay, else just an empty list. Okay, which means it says basically extract the full list of studies from the response. Okay, now the API wraps inside the studies key and it basically wraps, gets you the study, it fetches all the studies for you. Okay, that's all. Okay, all right, and I'll just say if not page underscore studies, then we're going to do the same thing. First and foremost, let us just log it. Okay, I'll just say no more studies available. I'll just say pagination complete and I'll just break the loop here. Okay, so now pagination has completed, all the required studies have been fetched, and then what I'll do is to the empty list that we have created above, which is all studies, the empty list we created here, all studies, here I'm just going to add or accumulate. Here we basically use the extend function. So whatever page studies we have extracted from the API, I'm going to push all of it to the all studies empty list, as simple as that. Okay guys, I know this is a bit new for you, but try to understand we are building something production level, so it will take time. Okay, you are upgrading yourself. This is a learning curve. I understand some people might be struggling, but you're learning something new. Please learn it with absolute excitement. Yeah, all right, now I'm going to log what? I'm going to log the page number, then I'm going to log what all have I fetched. Okay, so I'll just take the length of the page studies, okay, as to how many we have fetched and total so far. Okay, how many in total we have fetched so far, all studies. Okay, all right, this looks fine. Okay, this is the logging process. Okay, after this we're going to take the next page token from the response. So I'll just say response.data. I'm going to get, and from that what I'm going to get, I'm going to take the next page token. Okay, so it means that get the token for the next page from the response. Okay, now if the next token is in the if the next page token is in the response, it means that more pages exist. If it is absent, it means that it's the last page. Okay, so I'll say if not next page token. Okay, it means what? We have reached the last page. Okay, so no next page token. See, next page token is like a sign to your API that hey, you have reached the limit. इतना ही research है अपने पास और नहीं है इससे ज़्यादा. Okay, so now I'm going to just break out of the loop. Okay, and now just a minute, what we can do here is Yeah, now I'm going to take all studies, right? So I'm going to break out of the loop here. Okay, so I'll say all studies, okay, equals to all studies. Okay, and then I'm just going to say max results. Okay, this means what? Trim the list. This means trim the list to exactly to exactly max results. Okay, and the last page might have pushed us slightly over the max results. Okay, for example, let's say the max results is you have set it to 150 and the last page gave us 50 more, so there are 200 more, so we trim it back to 150. Here what we are doing is, let's say you have set it to 100, so it will make sure that the studies are trimmed to 100 only. Okay, and then we're just going to log it. So I'm just going to say logger.info. Okay, I'm going to say search complete. Okay, what are we searching? We're searching the research studies which are relevant. Okay, and total studies returned. Okay, how many total studies returned? That are nothing but the length of all studies. Cool. All right, and then finally what do? We just return all studies. Okay, all right, this looks fantastic. Now let's go and build the next async function. Okay, and the next async function is where we fetch by the study ID, which we'll be seeing in the next video.